Hey, don't mind me. What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about some of the things that you can get with your pre-order bonus slash, version exclusives through the Pokemon Center. You can pre-order and receive a keychain plush, a keychain plush of Grookey, Scorbunny, or Sobble. Gift will be selected at random. If you had one that you wanted to get, then maybe not get it, because it's free. You'd have to end up buying another one if you wanted to get your particular starter. So that's something to keep in mind if you pre-order just one copy from the Pokemon Center. When it comes to ordering the double pack, though, from the Pokemon Center, no steelbook. I wanted the steelbook. And you'll receive a gift of 3 keychain plush. Not gonna lie, I didn't end up going with this because I don't know if you can see in the background, I already have all the plushies. I got them when they came out like 2 weeks ago. That doesn't really matter to me. Besides, I already ended up buying my double pack as well. I bought it through GameStop. We still don't get the steelbook. Anyways, pre-order a Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield double pack at Amazon. You will receive a code for a gold studded leather case for your trainer. As we know right now, like the double case and all that other stuff is only aesthetic appeal. We don't know if there's going to be bag upgrades. So that's something to think about. If you wanted to get the gold studded case, I personally wouldn't buy it. That's not really a bonus. Just saying. I'm just saying it's not. And then I ordered mine through GameStop, which honestly, I'm not really super upset about the double-sided wall banner. It's kind of like one of those the old flag banner things, like where it has like the T and then all that, I think it's kind of cool. Unfortunately, still no steelbook. You receive a code for 12 quick balls as the early pre-order special for the downloadable version. If you're into the whole download thing, that's totally cool, and you'll get this. Also, something to keep in mind when you're doing your download, the game has been announced that it is 10.3 gigabytes. So that's a massive amount of space. That's a lot of space, not including save. And before we get any further, we're going to talk about that 10.3 real quick. It's over double 3DS games. They were at 4 gigabytes each. Yeah, it's really not that big. And if you're going to say the open world thing is it going to be like Breath of the Wild? Is the game big as Breath of the Wild? It's not. The reason why it's so big is because of all the assets that Pokemon has to put into the game. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, a lot of the assets and 3D models are being reused, as well as texture landscapes and all that other stuff. So it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's not going to be as big because of the fact that we have all of these 3D models. Maybe 500 to 600 Pokemon they're going to be in Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're good. I think we're fine. Anyways, so and then going to the double pack, that you receive 2 codes that will reward you with special items known as Dynamax crystals. So I'm pretty sure it's standard for every double pack that's out there. So I think you'll get a code for both of them. So these are the version exclusives so far for the Pokemon website. There's some other version exclusives that we're going to talk about here in a minute. So you'll get Dino, Jangmo, and Surfetch'd with Pokemon Sword. You'll get Larvitar, Goomy, and Galarian Ponyta with Pokemon Shield. I'm a huge fan of the Goomy line and the Larvitar line, and I'm honestly really not bummed about Galarian Ponyta. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in Sun and Moon, when they released Alolan Vulpix, it was actually an ice type. It was pure ice typing. And then Alolan Ninetales ended up being ice and fairy. So, we'll probably end up seeing Psychic and Fairy on, Galarian Rapidash. So it's probably going to happen. And they just haven't announced it yet. So I understand why everybody's mad, but enjoy the games. And then with these version exclusives, you actually get some different gym leaders. So you'll face down in Pokemon Sword, you'll face down with Bae, because she's a fighting type, MMA fighter. And then you actually get to face with Alistair in Pokemon Shield. Personally, I'm more excited about Alistair. Ghost typing is my favorite typing, and yeah, I'm just really excited about it. I think he's got a really cool design. So that's some of the small versions. I actually meant to go here. So purchase the double pack and receive 2 codes that will reward you with the special items known as Dynamax crystals. So As a special bonus, okay, for purchasing the double pack, you will receive 2 codes, 1 per game, that will reward you with special items known as Dynamax Crystals. By using the Dynamax Crystals received via the codes, you will be able to face Dynamax Larvitar and Dynamax Jangmo-o in a special raid battle. You know, it's kind of a bummer, a little bit of a bummer, because like when they give you a Pokemon that's a pseudo in the beginning of the game, you kind of just easy sweep it. So I'll probably end up just boxing it because I actually want it to be somewhat of a challenge, or, you know, build my own game. However, I'm still going to catch them and use the code. But something kind of cool to note here, Larvitar won't appear in Pokemon Sword, and Jangmo won't appear in Pokemon Shield during normal gameplay, but you'll be able to catch them in either version by using the Dynamax Crystals. So what that means is whenever they do an event for a Dynamax Crystal, is that the event is specific to the Dynamax Crystal. It's not specific to the game. So you can actually use whatever code you want. So if I wanted to, I could not catch Larvitar, and I could just use the Jangmo-o in my Pokemon Shield version and catch Jangmo-o versus Larvitar. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. So, you know, if you're kind of like stuck with, you know, filling out the decks to get your shiny charm, or if you just want to complete the decks in general, maybe going with Crystal of the Pokemon that's not available in your game, maybe it'll help you out. But let's jump over here into Cerebi real quick. So Cerebi actually put out some of the version exclusives that you will be able to get. And we're going to kind of talk about some of them. Farfetch'd, Surfetch'd, we saw that coming. Surfetch'd is a new fighting type. We don't really know much about Surfetch'd, considering it's an evolution, not a Galar form. So it's not going to have the same stats as Farfetch'd. So interesting to note. Then you're going to have Gothita Line. Gothita Line is actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie. So you get things like Shadow Tag and Competitive. Nobody ever really uses Competitive, but Competitive is a very, very cool ability, because basically what happens is if you have a stat lowered, then it buffs your special attack by 2 stages. So it's a pretty broken ability, especially when you were in 2017, 2018 series, where everybody was using Incineroar. So, well, and 2019 too. It's a great Trick Room user, and I think it's gonna be cool, especially with moves, or especially with the new item Room Service. So, you get Dino and the Hydreigon line. Kind of interesting that Dino is being promoted as a version exclusive. Dino was kind of dropped off not too long ago as a powerhouse in Black and White 2 when Fairy typing came out. It leaves it 4 times effective to Fairy. You actually get Turtonator with Pokemon Sword so there were some certain download cards that came out maybe a few days ago, and it kind of showcased a couple of Pokemon that we didn't see as, you know, as a part of the decks, but there were Turtonator and I believe it was Gothita that were on the card itself for Pokemon Sword, and then for the Pokemon Shield card, Volibee and Mandibuzz, and then also Drampa. So that's kind of cool. So we do know that those are going to be version exclusives to the game themselves. Turtonator, unfortunately, like I love Turtonator. I think its design is so cool, but like it doesn't really have a lot of use. It is still cool to use like in gameplay. I'm not really purely talking from the competitive standpoint, but in terms of, you know, overall design, would I use it in game? Sure. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. I think it's cool. And then also you get the Jangmo Como line. Something interesting to note though, you have a 4 times weakness on these Dragon Dark and Dragon Fighting when it comes to Fairy types, so that's something to keep in mind when you're choosing. But obviously you'll be able to get access to the other Pokemon via GTS if you decide to go with those. Moving on to Pokemon Shield, as we know, Galarian Ponyta is going to be the Shield version exclusive Galar form, kind of the counterpart to Surfetch'd. You know, as I said before, we're probably going to end up getting a Psychic and Fairy Rapidash. Hold on, tea break. Okay, I'm back. And then we also have Larvitar. Okay, the Dynamax Crystal for Larvitar is going to be released if you get the double pack, so that's pretty cool. That was like a big shout out for me when I saw the version exclusives for Shield. Reuniclus is a powerhouse, like really, really good Pokemon. And I mean, it's along the lines of Gothita too, but Reuniclus is a little more of a wall Pokemon, and it's just really good under Trick Room. Personally, a big fan of Reuniclus. It's a very, very good Pokemon. Mandibuzz, as we saw on the back of the download card, Mandibuzz is also a very good Pokemon, getting access to Foul Play or, you know, Nasty Plot, Roost, all that good stuff. Yeah, so cool Pokemon, very cool Pokemon. It's actually very good. It's a very good Pokemon. We saw it make top 2 at Worlds in 2017. Yeah. Also, you get access to the Goodra line. I'm a huge Goomy fan. I love Goomy. I love its design. I love how derpy and pathetic it is. And it's just so good. I love it. I love it. Sliggoo as well. Sliggoo, if you pair it with an Eviolite, you know, you get that 50% boost on defense and special defense. Actually turns out to be a pretty good rain dance setup and, you know, all that other good stuff. So actually pretty good Pokemon, not gonna lie. And then you have access to Goodra, which everybody knows Goodra is just a Spadef wall, and I love him for that. I think I love bulky Pokemon, and I just, you know, as you can tell, like with Reuniclus and Goodra, it's gonna be my jam right there. And then Drampa. Drampa is kind of a cool Pokemon, normal dragon. We haven't seen that typing before back in when Sun and Moon released. I know it's good under Trick Room, being a 36 based speed, but it's going to be interesting. They're really pushing this competitive scene, and I think it's going to be so much fun. So it really comes down to whether or not you decide to go with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Obviously, you can get all of the Pokemon with the GTS or Wonder Trade and breed them yourselves, or you can transfer them up from other regions and use them as competitive viable Pokemon. So, you know, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be very cool to see like how people are going to take on to whether or not they want to go with Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield. You know, it just comes down to whether or not what you choose. I'm going to be going with Pokemon Shield just because I love the region or the version exclusives that they're coming with. Yeah, man, I'm just so excited. We're less than a month away from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's just going to be so much fun. We do live stream on Twitch pretty much every single day, so if you guys want to catch the conversation or just hop in chat and start talking to me with about it with everybody else, that would be awesome. Otherwise, let me know what version you're going to be going with down in the comment section below, and tell me why. Obviously, I'd like to know why, or your viewpoint on whether or not you're going to be going with Sword or Shield. And hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you will, and I'll catch you guys on... I don't really like that outro. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.